Hi guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge with Bandit. Hi Bandit. Say hi to the people. Hello people. Today we're taking a look at a Sanrenmu knife for a wee Wednesday. And this little guy is in the Russlock style. Yeah, thanks for the kisses. Sort of a Russlock style, but it's got a carabiner on the back. Nice little hollow grind in a steel that I'm not used to using. So let's take a good look at this thing because it's interesting and it's going out of production, I think. There's only one of these styles that's left at GearBest, and it used to be in 6 different handle styles. So let's get at it ASAP. Right, buddy? Say, woof! Oh, oh, oh! Oh yeah, you don't howl, do you? That's my sister's dog. She'll howl like crazy if you just do the slightest howl. My guess is that a lot of you guys have one of these knives, the Sanrenmu 7010. And so that's what I'm going to show you for a little bit of a size comparison. Yeah, pivots over here. So there you go. That's a 7010. We'll open her up and put them side by side, aligning the pivots pretty much. So it's a knife that's quite a bit smaller than even a 7010, and that's why it's in the wee knife category. It's between a 2-finger and 3-finger grip. I'm not bending my finger here because I might pull my stitches out if I try. And the finger's still a bit swollen, as you can clearly see. You know, you can almost get a 3-finger grip in there, not quite. It's got what I'm calling a Russlock system. It's sort of like a Russlock system, meaning you've got an arm that comes out off the top of the spine of the blade and it comes back, and your hand holds that down to secure the blade so it can't close on you while you're using it. So it's a modified Russlock, if you will. And that Russlock piece there functions as a carabiner, and that side there can also function as a bottle opener. So let's take a look at that, because I'm thirsty. So I had paused the video because I needed to go get that pop bottle so I could do the demonstration. And it turns out everything that I recorded from that point on didn't work. It, was corrupted. So here I have an empty Coke bottle. And the lid that I had removed before, the cap that I had removed from the bottle before. And, I don't want to drink 2 bottles of pop a day. So I'll just sort of show you what I did. I put the bottle opener end, or the carabiner end, on the bottle this way, reached behind, and pulled up. And that's how it works to use the carabiner end to open a pop bottle. So pretty good, eh? Not bad. It works just fine for that. Another feature on this knife is on this end here. I'll give you a close-up of that. You can see there's 3 different sizes there of nut drivers. So it's 4, 5, and 6 millimeter hex nut driver. I don't know. To me, that's a feature that I don't know if I will ever use. But it's there if I needed it. I would actually almost prefer that they would have put something else on that end. They've got this for the bottle opener, but they could have put a really good bottle opener on this end. This isn't bad, but it's not great for opening bottles. They could have put a great bottle opener on this end, or they could have put, something else, or just, made it a solid backspacer. I'm not sure. But the nut driver, guys, in the comments below, tell me how many of you would actually use that on any, even on a rare occasion. Would you use a 4, 5, or 6 millimeter nut driver off of a knife? I wouldn't. And I also noticed, and I changed it in the text up there, GearBest does have 2 knives. They've got this one with this really cool horizontal pattern across it. And they've got one with a more vertical, thinner line pattern as well. And for a very good price. I checked other places, and they've got the best price by far. Fast Tech has higher prices by a good 15% or whatever. Even if you include the little bit of shipping that GearBest charges, it's still a fair bit better deal than anywhere else that I could find. But instead of going straight to the prices, let's talk about the sizes, and then we'll get on to that. So I believe I mentioned it before. This is 415N stainless steel. Rockwell hardness of about 58. Hollow grind. Stonewash up there. A nice satin grind here. Sharpener's choil in here. And it's a friction slip joint. You do have a tiny detent right at the very end when it opens, and on the very end when it closes. And that's it. Everywhere else, it's the same kind of pressure you need to move it the entire distance. And you can change that with this pivot nut. You can tighten it up if you want to. You've got a tiny bit of jimping on the top of the back of the spine right here. You've got 3 little jumps, or 3 little trenches, and four peaks, I guess, 3 valleys. And that gives you just a little bit extra purchase on your thumb when you're using it to help keep it closed, so that when something strikes it on the back, it's not going to close onto your hand, because your hand is, or at least your thumb, is covering it up there. This is a 410 stainless steel on the rest of it, and these little pink or sunset color kind of lines. It's kind of a peachy sunset color. It actually looks very good in person, and it just sort of looks kind of off brownish on here. Not quite sure why. Could be the fluorescent lights that I use for the for my lighting in here. Anyhow, it's a nice color there. And that's the knife. So let's do the dimensions. Cutting edge, 4.4 centimeters. That's 1.73 inches. Blade length is the same. You just measure it from the tip of this corner here to the tip of the blade. The blade thickness is right at 2 millimeters. That's 0.078 inches. The thinness behind the grind, because that's what it is, it's a thinness. It's 0.35 millimeters, so just over 1/3 of a millimeter thick back here. So very nice, so it's a good sharp edge. That's 0.135 inches, and that helps this edge to cut very, very well. Works just great. The handle length is 6.88 centimeters, 2.7 inches. And then the grip area, which I'm going to say is right 5 centimeters, just under 2 inches. That gives you the 2 nice fingers. And if your hands are quite small, you might get a 3rd one in there. My hands are large, bordering on extra large. That's between about 10 and 11 in the European sizes. So somebody with small hands, you can get a 3-finger grip in here, I'm sure. The handle thickness this way, not at the screws, but just right here, 8 millimeters, that's 0.315 inches. The handle depth here, and I wasn't counting the knife here, just the handle depth here, around 2 centimeters, 0.8 of an inch. That's sort of an average kind of distance, length, depth. Total length with the blade deployed right here, just over 11 centimeters, 4 1/3 inches. It weighs 52 grams, which is 1.85 ounces. If you need to buy this, no, you don't need to buy it. You want to buy this, don't you? If you want to buy this, like I said, GearBest is the best place. So the price for this, US prices, $622 plus $159 shipping, total of $781. And the shipping price will go down as you buy more items at the same time. Your grand total when you check out will go down. If you only buy this, it'll be that price. In Canadian dollars, $8.02 plus $2.05 shipping, $10.07 total. In euros, it's 5.32 plus 136 equals 6.68 total euros. And pound sterling, it's 4.68 plus $1.20 or £1.20 equals 5 pounds, 0.88. Not bad at all for this really cool little knife. It's unique. It's got, a nice blade on it. The steel, I've used the steel on a few other knives by Sanrenmu, and I haven't found any problems with it. If there's anybody out there who knows this steel and you know a website that talks about it in some good details, please send me the link to that site. Either put it in the comments below It'll go through the spam engine, and I still should get it. Or you could email it to me at canadiancuttingedge@gmail.com and let me know that it's about the 415N stainless steel. Okay, what do I like about this knife? I like that you can have your hand over the end to give it some security. Still a slip joint, so it's able to be used in just about any country of the world because it's a shorter blade. I like the design options that you have on these knives. I like the little color on the liner. The hollow grind being so very thin at that edge. It's not so thin that it's extra weak or anything. Of course, this isn't a big blade that you're going to use for heavy duty work. So it can be this thinness and still be a very good, useful knife. I don't call this an EDC knife. It's just a little bit too small for that, but it is an occasional kind of knife or a spare knife. Say you're carrying your EDC and you might want to have this handy somewhere nearby in addition to that. I'm not too fond of the nut driver, although it's interesting. We've got a little bit of a brass or a bronze, probably brass label there, Sanrenmu. You've got their name up here. You got the model in here. Again, it says May Design, M-A-Y-E. And that's about it about this knife. There's not that awful much more to say. Do you have any questions that I didn't answer? Please leave them in the comment section below. It's a easy knife to sharpen. It's an easy knife to use. It's nice and light, super easy to carry anywhere. So you could just leave it in your coin pocket right there, no problem. You could clip it onto a belt loop or anything like that, say on a backpack, on your book bag, whatever. And it holds on there very well, so no problem to carry it that way. I probably wouldn't just drop it in my main pocket because I don't know what else I'm going to have down in there, and I might have the metal on this thing, you know, scratch the screen of my blade, scratch the screen of my cell phone or something. So, you know, little pocket or hanging from somewhere is probably how I would carry it. Let's do a little bit of cutting. Just regular printer paper. Not bad, going straight down the edge. Cutting this way. Cuts very well. That thinness behind the grind, you could probably put this in your lunch kit, you know, if you needed to cut up a little bit of cheese or something. You know, maybe not a big apple, but who knows? You might be able to cut something up really well with that. I'm not going to cut anything else, really. I think you got a good idea of what it'll do. And it's a knife that I like. It's easy to carry. And since it's now pretty late in the evening because I lost that footage, I've got to finish talking about this so I can get this thing edited for the morning. So thank you so much for watching. Please do ask any questions. Leave some comments. If you're a Patreon supporter, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it tremendously. It helps an awful lot. I used the funds from last month. I bought my first, well, I'll show it to you. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all those things that help me out an awful lot. Thank you if you take the time to check out my second channel, Goods, Gadgets, and Gears. I really do appreciate that. And I'm going to have an unboxing video on there pretty soon, maybe within 24 hours. We'll see. Remember, guys, always cut towards your chum. That's an old English word for friend, buddy, pal. Cut towards your chum, not your finger and not your thumb.